Hello students, we are going to continue with the next part of mechanical properties of fluids. Okay, in the lecture previous to this, we had started with surface tension and some terminologies related to it. Now what we are going to learn in today's lecture is surface tension, surface energy, relation between surface energy and surface tension. So let us learn it one by one. Okay, so previous lecture we had seen surface tension. Okay, we had considered a tank full of liquid wherein what happens that all the molecules exert what strong cohesive force and all the molecules try to what go down. So this whole membrane, okay, this whole layer or surface film acts as what stretched elastic membrane or membrane under what tension, hence it is called as what surface tension. So if we have to define surface tension, okay, in physics terms, how do we define that? This was a general idea. Okay, so for that you have to consider one diagram. So here it is considered, okay, this particular circle you can see as free surface of liquid, okay, and the force acting, okay, the force acting, it is going to act what on the both sides of the liquid. It is going to act on the both sides of liquid. Now here we have drawn an imaginary line PQ of length L. Okay, it is just what an imaginary line drawn, okay, which is tangential to this force acting, which is what tangential means at right angles, okay, which is at what right angles to this force acting. Okay, so how do we define this force now? So it is the force per unit length, okay, force per unit length acting at right angles to an imaginary line drawn on the free surface of liquid is called as surface tension. I would like to repeat, the force per unit length acting at right angles to an imaginary line drawn on the free surface of liquid is called as surface tension. Okay, so what is its formula? As we have seen that what force acting per unit length, that is F by L. So its formula is what F by L. We measure F in what newtons and length in meters. So its SI unit is Newton meters and its dimensions are L raised to 0, M raised to 1, T raised to minus 2. So this was about what surface tension. Okay, now as you have gotten familiar with the term of surface tension, there is one numerical which is based on it in your book, so refer to it. What it says, a beaker of radius 10 cm is filled with water. Okay, calculate the force of surface tension on any diametrical line on its surface. Surface tension of water is given as 0.075 Newton per meters. Okay, so what has been given? Length has been given. So this length is going to act on both the surfaces. Hence we are not length is given, sorry, it's what radius has been given. Okay, so whole length means what? Its whole diameter. Whole length means what? Its whole diameter. Hence we are going to double it. So twice r is nothing but what? Whole length, that is its diameter. So you can now calculate to it what 20 centimeters, which is nothing but 20 into 10 raised to minus 2 meters, which eventually will give you 0.2 meters. Okay, tension, okay, of water, surface tension of water, the value has been given, that is 0.075 Newton per meter. Now we have formula which is T is equal to F by L. T has been given, L has been given, we have to find out what F. So F is nothing but what? T into L. Put the values and finally we are going to get 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 2 newtons. Okay. Okay, so surface tension values are given for some of the liquids. Okay, just try to remember these values in Newton per meter. Okay, they are going to remain constant throughout. Okay, so water's surface tension is 0.0727, mercury it is 0.4355, soap solution it is 0.025, and for glycerin it is 0.0632. So just try to remember these values. Okay, now next term we are going to see, it is nothing but what? Surface energy. So in order to understand surface energy, I would like to take the same example okay, where there is what, a beaker filled with what, water. Then yesterday only we had seen, that is in the previous lecture, that these are the molecules which are on the surface, okay, and all the molecules are inside what, liquid. So the molecules which are inside the liquid, they are going to experience what, a strong cohesive force, okay, a strong cohesive force. So on one hand, okay, molecule within the surface film is surrounded by what, similar liquid molecules, okay, while on the other side, that is on this side, some molecules are what, exposed to air, okay, they are what, exposed to air, but their density is what, density of air is what, much less, hence resultant force, it is going to act what, downwards, okay. So this resultant force is what, inwards on a molecule on the surface. So what will it do, that it will try to pull this molecule down, it will try to pull this molecule down in the liquid, okay. So molecules are pulled from the surface layer to the interior of the liquid, and new molecules from interior goes to the surface, okay. So in order to do so, some work has to be done, okay, in order to do so. So when a molecule is taken from inside to the surface layer, work is done against the inward resultant force, against what, inward resultant force, okay. When molecule goes from here to the surface, okay, it is going to do what, some work. So this work is stored in the form of what, potential energy in the surface of liquid, potential energy in the surface of what, liquid. So the molecules which are at the surface of liquid, they possess higher potential energies, okay, they possess what, higher potential energy, and eventually they are seeking what, to bring it in what, equilibrium, okay. So how we can define now potential energy, it is surface energy as potential energy per unit area of the liquid surface under isothermal conditions. In order to consider what, surface energy, we have to make the provision that all it is happening under what, constant temperature, because if we change the temperature, its potential energy is also what, going to change, okay. So under isothermal conditions, what, potential energy per unit area of the liquid surface, it is called as what, surface energy per unit area. Now I have written over here this definition, okay. Its unit is what, joules or Newton meter, and it is your homework to find what, dimensions of what, surface energy, okay. So do this homework, okay. Now we are going to consider the next point, which is nothing but relation between surface energy and surface tension, okay. For that you have to consider this particular diagram, okay. Here it is what, there is a wire film, or there is this rectangular wire which is PP dash and SS dash, which is fitted with what, QR, which is what, movable arm. It is movable arm, or we can say it is what, frictionless, okay. Frictionlessly we can move this arm QR, okay. Now this whole film is dipped into the soap solution. This whole film is dipped into what, this whole wire is framework is dipped into the what, soap solution. Then what happens, a surface film is created on the both sides. As we take that frame out of soap solution, you are going to see a film which is there on both the sides. So what is going to happen, see, QR, this movable arm, okay, QR, this force is going to pull this film towards PS, okay. This film is going to what, pull this particular into what, towards PS, okay. That is, it is experiencing what, an inward force, it is experiencing what, an inward force. So it is what, trying to reduce the area of film. This force which is acting towards PS, it is trying to reduce what, area of the surface film. So how we can express this mathematically? How we can express it? F is equal to 2L into tension, that is twice length, because it is acting on what, both the sides, into tension, Okay, there is this equation, F is equal to what? T into twice L. Now what we are going to consider, okay, in this particular diagram, that as this arm QR is frictionless, we can move it in order to increase its area. Okay, move it in order to increase its area by a small amount, dx. Okay, here this line, this is small amount, what? Dx. So opposite forces acting on it, F dash. Okay, so in order to do this, work has to be done. Okay, work has to be done because we are what doing? We are increasing its area of that film. So how do we calculate work done? Force into displacement, that we are acting F dash as force and its displacement is what? Dx. Okay, but as we know, F is nothing but what? Twice L into T. So we have to substitute into this particular equation, that is twice L into T dx. But twice L dx is nothing but what? Increase in area of the two surfaces of the film. Okay, increase in the area of two surfaces of the film. Therefore this equation becomes dw is equal to what? T into dA. dw is equal to what? T into dA. But we had seen in the previous explanation of surface energy as work done is what? Stored in the form of what? Potential energy. Work done is stored in the form of potential energy, and this energy is called as what? Surface energy. So we can write above equation as surface energy is equal to T into dA. So T is nothing but surface tension and this is surface energy. So this particular equation gives us relationship between what? Surface energy and surface tension. I have written these equations over here. Okay, first equation is of what? F is equal to 2 into TL, F is equal to what? T into twice L, because due to film, force is going to act on the both sides of the film. Okay, then force F dash that acts equal and opposite to F under isothermal conditions. Okay, equal and opposite. Then work done against F, it is dw is equal to F dash into dx. So we have to substitute for F T into twice L, which is what? T into twice L dx. So twice L dx is equal to what? dA, that is increase in area of the two surfaces of the film. Hence dw is equal to T into dA. So this work done is stored in the form of what? Potential energy. Hence eventually we can write surface energy is equal to T into dA, which means what? T is equal to surface energy upon dA. Okay, that is surface energy per unit area is nothing but what? Surface tension. Now there is one numerical based upon it in your book, that is calculate the work done in blowing a soap bubble to a radius of 1 centimeter. The surface tension of soap solution is 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 2 Newton per meter. Then what is given? Surface tension is given, which is 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 2. Initial radius before blowing up, it is how much? 0 centimeter. Final radius is 1 centimeter, which is equal to 0.01 meters. Initial surface area will be obviously what? 0. Okay, now final surface area we have to calculate, which is nothing but what? 2. Why we have taken 2? Because it will be acting upon both inner and outer surfaces. Into surface area of what? Bubble, which is what? Spherical. That's why it is what? 4 pi r square, which is equal to 8 pi r square. Now change in area. Change in area is what? dA, which is equal to A minus 0. That is final area minus initial area. Okay. So what is it giving us? 0.00251 meters. And work done, as we had seen earlier, okay, its equation T into dA. So we have to put up these quantities which we have already been given to, and finally we are going to get value as 6.275 into 10 raised to minus 5 joules. Okay, so this was all about today's lecture. We are going to see next points in the next lecture. Thank you.